Alright guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another Talk Sutty video, and once again, back-to-back days, we're here to talk about football. Obviously yesterday we were talking about Declan Rice basically being all done to Arsenal for £100 million. And in that video, if you've not checked it out by the way, go and check it out right there in the top hand corner. But if you did watch that video, you would have seen that I would have criticising my team about moving at a snail's pace and not doing anything in the window. And I did rip him a bit. And then a day later, I'm here to sit down and talk to you about Mason Mount signing for Manchester United for £55 million plus the £5 million in potential add-ons. I'll just start with the fee. I think it's okay. I will class the fee as an okay fee. Personally, I would have wanted 45, maybe even 40. He's only got 1 year left on his contract, and he's come off what I would call a poor season for his standards. I think he's a good player, but I think he had a poor season and 1 year left on his contract. I think it should have been 40, 45. But considering Chelsea wanted 70 million, United have done, like I said, they've done okay to bring it down to £55 million. But yeah, Manchester United have actually made a move in the transfer market, and they've made the first signing in June. It's like been 4 years since we did that. We did that with Aaron Wan-Bissaka 4 years ago. That was the last time we signed someone in June. What on earth? We've actually just done it, and I was criticising them yesterday. And fair play, they've got it done. And apparently, we're moving already to Onana. Obviously, if you've been keeping with the transfer news and you are a United fan, you don't even have to be a United fan. You've seen that we've been linked with Onana, and apparently we've just bumped up the interest. As soon as we finish Mount, we've just cranked up the notch, as they say, and they've turned up the interest. And hopefully we get that one done very, very soon as well. And then apparently we're going to move on to a striker after that. Who that'll be? There's obviously Højlund, there's Ramos from Benfica. There's a few options there, but yeah, hopefully we actually crack on and start doing some deals. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot of deals this summer. I think we'll get 3, maybe 4, but I think we'll get 3 personally. I think it'll be, well, as Mount, I think we'll get Onana, and then I think we'll get a striker. I don't think we'll get 4, but that's what it looks like we'll get. I think we'll look like we're going to get 3. But let's talk about Mason Mount. Apart from I won't say apart from last season. Only last season, he didn't have a very good season. Let's be honest. I think he had a few injuries. I think he had a back injury. Obviously, it was a pelvis injury actually, not back. It was a pelvis injury that put him out for a while. Obviously, he didn't really get into the best of form. But when you look at Chelsea in general last season, can you really blame him? If you look at the whole Chelsea squad as a whole, do you look at any of those players? I think they had a great season, apart from Thiago Silva, probably the best player. And then when you're looking at the season before, Mount was one of their best players, and the season where they won the Champions League, he was one of their most influential players. Obviously, he has won 2 Player of the Years for Chelsea, so a very good player that we are signing. Obviously, be playing with Bruno and Casemiro in the midfield, probably playing as the 8, replacing Christian Eriksen. And it'll just make Eriksen backup. And to be honest, Eriksen as a backup is a very good option. Let's be honest. It's good depth. It's when you're playing those lesser teams, you can bring him on. Maybe even against the bigger teams, you can bring him on in the 70th minute when he's got more legs to compete with only 20 minutes left in the game. But with the signing of Mason Mount, it means we will have more legs in the midfield with Bruno Fernandes, and that is the reason we signed him, for the extra legs to help out with Casemiro defensively, to track back, to get forward, to put pressure on players. And yeah, it's a good sign, and it'll be interesting to see how he plays him. And hopefully, now that it's all signed, that he's on the pre-season tour, and we see what he's about, and we see how he gets used. Obviously, he's very good at set pieces as well, which is another good thing. I suppose you can't never have too many good set piece takers. And he's also very young. He's a diamond in the rough. I think he's 24, which is still a very young age for a midfielder. You've got to think about the good midfielders. I mean, Bruno was 25 when we signed him. And look how he was his first season and his second season. And even now, he's a great player, Bruno Fernandes. And look at the age that we got him in. You can really morph midfielders at a different level, at different ages as well. And yeah, I think he's going to be a great player for Man United. Well, hopefully he's going to be a good player. Obviously, not every signing is good. Just look at Wout Weghorst. Look at Sabitzer. Hopefully that means also that Sabitzer is probably going. Obviously, I would have liked, when he first signed Sabitzer, I would have liked him to stay. But when I actually watched him throughout from January to the end of the season, I realised he may be decent enough for a bench, but he's probably not good enough to start, and he's injured all the time, so we didn't need that. Hopefully his loan runs out, Weghorst's loans runs out, they both don't get signed back on, and yeah, hopefully that's what happens with that, and then Mount comes in to replace him. Obviously, ideally, for me, I think we should be getting 2 midfielders. I think we should be getting a Mount and a Caicedo. Obviously, Rabiot was an option until 2 days ago when he signed a contract extension at Juve. Obviously, if we want to try and get him now, we're going to have to pay a fee, which is a bit infuriating, but it is what it is. Are we going to sign a second midfielder? I don't think so. Should we? Yes. I thought we should have gone for a Declan Rice, but obviously in my realistic head, I never thought we were actually going to get him. But yeah, I think Caicedo's there. I think you should be getting another one, but then again, I don't think we will get another one because I think Casemiro needs backup. But that is Manchester United doing a transfer, and I'm happy with the transfer of Mason Mount. Hopefully, he takes the number 19, because obviously Phil Jones has gone, meaning Rafael Varane can get his number 4 back. Mason Mount takes the 19 from Varane. Bob's your uncle. It's all luck in Millhouse, and we're ready for next season. But hopefully we get on to the next signing, and I'm hoping I'm back with you tomorrow or the day after to say that Onana has signed for Manchester United. But I will be back for any other transfer news, boxing news, F1 news, sporting news. That's going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button if you have done. Hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, Sooty out.